horses and get them turned so they're facing that camera. There you go. Splat. Face the camera. I didn't say hold the horse. Face the camera. I did not say hold the horse. Okay? Yeah, I need you to listen, okay? Because I'm going to edit out the first part of it and everything. Alright, hopefully this gets picked up on the audio. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the 5 dysfunctions, as well as how that relates to coaching. And for my artifact, as you can see, I'm doing a video. I'm here with my assistant Landon, who is not in a cowboy attire because he just got done running cross-country meet. So he's helping me by holding some horses. I've got 3 horses here. I've got, on the far left is Whiskey. In the center here we have Pokey. And on the end we have Splat. These 3 horses all represent different types of people. They all have very different personalities. They have different levels of trust and relationships that have been developed. Training horses and dealing with horses is just like dealing with people. You have to have trust, you have to have relationships, and you also need to do a lot of coaching to get them to the point to develop those relationships. So training is really coaching. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the trust and stuff as we move along here. So as we talk about different types of horses, I'm going to have Landon take a couple of horses off to the side, and I'm going to have him come in and out. So I'll back her up. You go over to the right there, Landon. To the right, Landon. Landon to the right, over there by the bench. There you go. Thank you, bud. Alright, so as we talk about different levels of trust, different levels of relationships, that really goes into the training. This horse right here belongs to my son. We've had her for quite a few years now, and as we work with her, I'm going to turn her a little bit here. Oh. Okay, she's going to stand nice and easy. I can come up and do things with her. She's been ridden a whole heck of a lot. We haven't had them out. We haven't been doing anything with them yet. Whoa, girl. Of course, I'm not as light as I used to be. But since she hasn't been ridden for a little bit, they're going to be a little bit bouncier. Oh. And because we haven't been working a lot lately and doing a lot. Oh. Oh. You can see she's a lot bouncier. Now this is a horse that's good, okay? But over the last few weeks we haven't been doing a lot of riding. So she's a little bit unsure. You know, she doesn't really know what I want. I don't usually ride her. This is my son's horse. Okay? Ooh. So because that is the way she feels right now, I'm going to try to do a couple of things that are just a matter of communicating. Okay, I'm coaching her. I'm doing some things that are going to help calm her down a little bit. Okay, try to build her confidence a little bit with me. Yeah, good girl. And so these are all things that we do on a daily basis when we work with these horses. And the entire idea is to build that confidence and build that relationship. Get them to be able to relax and trust what you're doing. And this process that I'm doing right now is really the coaching aspect of it. I'm talking to her, I'm getting her to relax and getting her to understand that really what I want to have her do is really in her best interest. So we start just doing a couple of easy things like that. See where that takes us. Girl, hold. First she wants to walk off. Oh. Oh. So she's still not quite sure. So I'm going to ask her to do a little walking. Come on. Okay. Have her go the other way. And again, when you're dealing with the horses, even when you work with them, see right there, she doesn't think the direction I want her to go is the right way to go. So I have to talk to her, I have to communicate. I have to let her know what it is I'm asking her to do. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. And of course, along with that goes praise. Everything I do is not going to be negative. I have to have the positive in there. I have to convince her that the idea is to relax a little bit. Girl. Good girl. Oh. So now, she still wanted to walk off. You're on your rope there, lady. Oh. She still wanted to do the walking off. We tried to put a rope around her neck a little bit. Oh. Back up. Back up. Come on. Back up. Back up. Oh. Good girl. So sometimes the mount isn't the greatest when you haven't been riding them. Oh. So I bounced my legs. She didn't know what I was asking. And again, at this point, back up, back up. There's a lot of trust. She's learned a lot of things over the years to be able to do this. So I can ask her for different movements. Oh, back up. The other way. Ooh. Back up. And again, we have to remember, she has not been ridden a lot for the last couple of weeks. Oh. So she's a little sticky, she's a little rusty. But we have a level of trust. Okay, we've coached through things, she's learned things. I trust her, she trusts me. This is an example of one that you've built that level of relationship with. So the next horse I'm going to grab is going to be one of my horses. So I need Miss Splat. Here, Poker. I'll take Miss Splat here. Here, Splat. Hand off the other one to my son. Now this is a lot younger horse. I just started riding this horse a matter of 3-4 months ago. I haven't done as much as I have on that horse. To be honest with you, I've never been on her bareback before. So of course we've been working on trust, we've been working on our relationship. Good girl. Good girl. I'm going to try to prepare her a little bit for me to get on. Now, first time I've ever done this. You see her ears laid back? Okay, she's really unsure. She doesn't know what I want. So right now I'm trying to coach her a little bit. Bugs are bothering her too. So again, good girl. Good girl. Our level of trust is there, but it's not like it is with the other horse. Back up. Back up. So you can see I'm asking her to do one thing. Oh, she's not doing it. Oh. Because she doesn't know what I'm really asking her. I haven't coached her through this. So she's going to move around a lot more. Oh. Back up. Back up. Oh. Oh. So I don't have the kind of control because the coaching isn't there. But we've worked on the trust, and to be honest, I really didn't think she's going to let me jump on like this. Okay? Good girl. Good girl. But as you can see, there hasn't been as much coaching there. So she doesn't know what I'm asking. She's a little unsure. You can see she's a little nervous. So now we're going to go to a horse that I bought this last year. I'll take him over to the side there, Slim. Okay, now this little girl is even younger. The first horse was 9, the second horse was 5, this one is 3. Okay, she doesn't have the training, doesn't have the experience. We haven't been able to build the relationships in the same way. So as you can see, as I jumped up just a little bit, see the way her head pops up in here. Okay, she doesn't believe what I'm going to do is good for her. Even though she saw me do it with other horses, we have not had enough time to build that relationship and do that coaching. We don't have the trust level yet. Not that we won't get there. The horse of my son's, that first one, she was started when I bought her. All the training on the middle one is one that I've done and worked on. Good girl. And so even the act of just jumping up and down, right now I'm coaching her. I'm letting her know that, you know what? You stand here, what I'm doing isn't bad. We're talking about it. So all we're doing is talking about it. Okay? We had a higher level of trust and a better relationship, which will come. It comes with time. And to be honest with you guys, because trust works both ways, and that's part of the point of this. I can't just have her trust me. I've got to trust her. In this case, as we work with animals like this, you can easily get hurt. So as you can see, she's not happy. She's stiff, her head's up, she's moving around. When she decides to relax, girl, we tell her it's okay. But so I'm coaching. Eventually we get to the point of actually getting on that horse. So as you can see, and like I said, I don't have the trust level. I'm not going to swing a leg up there. I don't really want to get hurt today. So with those differences, you have something that the first horse, Whiskey, put the time in. I've built trust. I've developed trust. The training is there. The coaching has happened. She's able to perform. I can do things with her. The second horse, because of not being as far along, she trusts me enough to put me there. I'm okay with getting on her like that, but she can't do the same thing that that first horse did. She hasn't had enough coaching. There hasn't been enough discussion. She doesn't know everything that I'm expecting out of her. If I don't do that coaching and I just expect it, we then lose the trust again. This little girl right here, she doesn't trust me enough and I don't trust her enough. I'm not swinging that leg up over. That's a dangerous situation. So I have to spend the time with this horse that I have with the others to develop that relationship, build that trust, do the coaching, do the teaching, do the learning. And that'll get her to the same place those others are eventually. So as we talk about the people end of this, as you guys know, this is my world outside of our Ed Leadership Program. Apologize if sucking wind a little bit. That gets to be more work than a person realizes. These animals are a lot like people. They do have feelings. They do trust. They mistrust. Okay? You communicate differently, but you have to learn how to communicate with them. Just like you have to learn how to communicate with people. Without that, you don't develop the trust, you don't develop the relationships. So hopefully this is going to work out as a decent example of where and why we would want to develop trust. This is a little different example, but it still illustrates just like with people. If you don't build that trust, you don't build those relationships, you're not going to be able to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will see you guys in class. All right, Poke. We're out. I'll bring you to Landon. Then I'll go shut off the video and go see if it's okay before we put horses back.
Now let's have me jump on my horse and see if you react. I can't believe you got that far up on